All right.
And I finally mustered up enough courage to call up.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys always kind of crapping on the Knicks. It's a lot.
Hey, man, it's not personal. The thing is, for me, and I can't speak for Danny and Mark. I probably can, but for me, it's mostly that they're just dysfunctional. It's been a dysfunctional team for the last couple of years. Even when they were a decent team, a playoff team, they were still dysfunctional. So for me, I worry about Carmelo as a leader. I worry about Derek Fisher as a coach. I worry about their point guard position. There's too many question marks for me with the Knicks. I do like the direction they're going, however, but I don't see the playoffs this year. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe next year, depending on how well Grant and Porzingis come along. But I don't. Another thing is they're struggling to land big name free agents, and that's a problem being in New York. So for me, I just don't. I don't see enough. And listen, man, I love Knicks fans. I love the passion you guys have because every year, for the most part, you guys think it's going to be a good year, and that's great. You should as a fan. But, I mean, for me, man, I just don't see it this year, and I hate to crap on them, as you say, but I'm just not high on them this year.
Mark, all right, I just want to jump in here and just say, without a doubt, 3 to 4 years ago, we were, 54 and 28?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the downward spiral began, but I'm thinking we can come back. Don't get on my coach because he wanted to get his groove on.
Hey, man. He better watch out for Matt Barnes, man. That guy goes hard.
Yeah, I think they play next week anyway. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, my thing with the Knicks is, when you look at the roster, I mean, it actually is some decent talent, but I would just say a lot of those guys are either defensive players or they're good individual players, don't really play well in the team concept. And Derek Fisher is a young coach just starting out. That's really not a good mix, right? I mean, if this was an and-one game or something like that, playground game, I think I would take New York against quite a few teams. But it's an NBA game, and that's that's where the problem lies. They have some good young pieces. I love Jerry Grant. I was high on them in the draft. Porzingis, high on him too. But they're still rookies, and they still have to come along, so you have to see how that goes. I think if New York really – those guys will really have to dig deep and really have to try to motivate themselves to play. Can't be on the coach, can't be on Phil Jackson, can't be on the fans screaming at him. I think those 12 to 15 guys would really have to dig deep and be like, you know what, we can play. We all were somebody at some point in time. Let's play together as a unit. I just don't know if you're going to see one of those movie fairy tale type of endings this season. I mean, I don't think it's going to be The Blind Side Part 2 in New York. I just don't think that's going to happen this year, So my thing is, but they have talent. I think they can build on it for next season, and maybe, they can steal some games late this season, but I just don't see a playoff run happening this season.
No, I do see a Hollywood ending, more like Nightmare on Elm Street. But
Danny, I just want to say real quick, you got a problem with ISO Melo?
Hey,
are you hating on Melo because he could take 35 shots tonight?
He actually loves Melo. I got to step in for him. He is constantly the one that I have to battle about Carmelo. Now, I like Melo, but I question his leadership and I question his defense. But, Danny loves Melo. So, I mean, really, if you want to come at somebody about Melo, it's probably me.
I mean, for me, the Carmelo Anthony thing is all good. But for me, ironically, the voice does sound familiar, Paul and Mark, because Ted from New York is kind of the guy that's been actually, he's a friend of ours.
He is.
He is from LateNightParents.com as well as the Late Night Parents radio internet show. Ted, since you're on the line and you're talking Knicks, let's talk a little about Late Night Parents. Tell everybody about it real quick.
Oh, real quick. Thanks for the opportunity for the plug, guys. Love the show. What I do every Wednesday night on internet radio is Late Night Parents. We talk to parents all around the world, so it's not just a New York show. But we talk about technology, we talk education, we do product reviews, and we talk a little bit of sports here and there, primarily youth sports, but during special events like a World Series or NBA Finals, we'll bring an expert in to talk about, the happenings and how it kind of reflects in our lives. But it's a great show. It's 60 minutes, and the podcast is always available Thursday morning. You can go to latenightparents.com for the latest show.
Awesome show.
Exactly.
Awesome show.
I've written for the site for Ted before, and me and Ted go back for a very, very long time through our days when we were doing sports together in Barbershop Sports. Big shout out to the Barbershop crew on that one as well too. But the site for parents is basically, especially for me being a dad, Paul's a dad as well too. It's one of those sites where it gives you a lot of insight, especially from a dad's perspective. So it's very, very knowledgeable, and it doesn't make you feel bad for trying to learn new parenting techniques or learn new things about technology. So Ted has an outstanding show, and I mean the guest list that he has. I mean, for sports fans, okay, who are half these people? But if you listen to things like technology, you're into parenting, you're into this different things. He has some of the best, and the biggest and hardest hitters you're going to completely find. So, Ted, we want to appreciate you coming on the show tonight. Thank you for your support, and like I said, listen, Late Night Parents. Ted, what time does the show come on tomorrow night?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Internet Radio. You can follow me on Twitter, Real Ted Hicks, or on Twitter at Late Night Parent, or Facebook.com/Late Night Parent, or LateNightParents.com. Guys, thanks so much.
Hey, Ted, all I'm going to say
you can find Ted somewhere, right?
You're going to find Ted somewhere, but I know one place you won't find him is at a Knicks and Nets game. Because obviously,
oh man,
because who wants to watch those? Who wants to watch those two teams in a dumpster fire game? Ted, thanks for coming on, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Ted.
Take care,
guys. We got about a minute before we head to the top of the hour break, and to give you guys a quick update. I mean, before we also get to the top of the hour, our good friend Zach Oliver to come talk about the Orlando Magic. So all the Magic fans who have questions for Zach, if anybody knows the Orlando Magic, it's this guy right here. He is the editor of Orlando Pinstripe Post. Give us a call, 407-916-8255, or toll-free 800-729-8255. We're going to be talking about the Magic, their opening night here tomorrow night. They're playing Washington. They also have games against Oklahoma City and Chicago this weekend. So any Magic fans with questions, questions about depth charts and everything, give us a call. And like I said, before we go to break, a quick score update, 90-76, Detroit over Atlanta midway through the third quarter. And the Bulls and the Cavs are actually fighting back and forth, 77-75, early part of the fourth quarter in Chicago. So we're going to take a quick break here on Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELC. Like I said, at the top of the hour, we have Zach Oliver coming on at about 10:05, and then Jason Jones will be on from the Sacramento Bee at 10:30. So like I said, give us a call, 407-916-8255, or toll-free 800-729-8255. We'll be right back after the top of the hour break.